Hello everyone, my name is Leandro Tofani. I work for Química Edley, USA, and we produce shrinkage compensating edge mixtures called DRY D1 NG. During the next 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about what is DRY D1 NG, how it works, and why it's a good solution for you. So Química Edley is a 40 years old group that has born in Italy, with the market share strongly focused on DRY D1 market, on shrinkage compensating edge mixture. And we have 3 factories around the world. We have 1 factory in Brazil. We have 1 furnace in Argentina, Mendoza. And we have, of course, our headquarters and a factory too in Italy. We distribute our product for more than 30 countries around the world. So DRY D1 works to compensate the shrinkage of concrete, right? So in this slide here, you can see the shrinkage phenomena that occurs when water evaporates and mainly on drying process. And this drying process can cause some capillary porosities right here. Let me find that. All right. So you can see here the capillary porosities. And if you do not fill these gaps, the shrinkage could cause many problems. Some of the problems that can occur during the drying shrinkage and also on plastic shrinkage too are cracks, of course, curling and warping, joint spalling, and joint openings, right? Nobody wants these problems on your concrete. So DRY D1 is a great solution for you if you want to avoid these problems. So what is DRY D1? DRY D1 is a calcium oxide, but it's not a regular calcium oxide. It's a sintered calcium oxide. This sintering process is achieved by with a furnace with exceptional heat. And because it's a sintered product, you have a more controlled expansion and then a more controlled shrinkage. You can compensate shrinkage with a sintered product. And because it's sintered, we also can use in super low dosages, much lower than the other solutions on the market. So our big deal is we are sintered, we are pure, we are not a blend of products, we are only one product, one element, calcium oxide, that is sintered and can be used in the lower volumes than other solution and with much more effectiveness. So how it works? The DRY D1 is going to react with water. So calcium oxide reacting with water is going to produce calcium hydroxide. So this calcium hydroxide will fill the gaps, promoting microexpansion, and will not react with any other product. Will not react with air entrainers, will not react with aggregates, with edge mixtures, any other edge mixtures, any other chemical. So it does not affect the concrete structure. This calcium hydroxide, the microexpansive force caused by the calcium hydroxide will compensate the attraction force between molecules of calcium silicate hydrates. On this picture, you can see our furnace, our kiln furnace in Argentina, Mendoza. When you produce, when you make the sintering process of dry D1. The sintering process is about 1500 Celsius degree or 2700 Celsius degree. It's a huge heat. So this is extreme heat process. This sintering process will give different structure for the calcium oxide. And when reacting with calcium, reacting with water, they will give this structure for calcium hydroxide. That's why it is so different and so more effective and more controlled. Here you can see an ASTM C157 modified made on September 2021 in Atlanta, SGS. When you can see here regular concrete. So regular concrete, you have a smoother expansion and sharp shrinkage after 14 days. If you use 16 pounds per cubic yard of dry D1, it's a super low dosage. For example, other solutions like expensive cement, expensive concrete, you're gonna use 100 pounds per cubic yard. So here, with 5 times less volume, you have a smoother expansion and a smoother shrinkage than concrete. But if you use 25 per cubic yard, 25 pounds per cubic yard of dry D1, you're gonna have a sharp expansion, and then we're gonna have a smoother shrinkage starting after 7 days. And you're gonna achieve net zero after 40 to 56 days. It's a big deal. It's 4 times less than expensive cement, less volume. And dry D1 can be used with any system or mixed design. Slab-on grade, steel and synthetic fibers, steel mesh and rebars, post-tensioned or pre-stressed, any system. So the first advantage that we have when you use a dry D1 is when you control the shrinkage properly, you can have projects with bigger slabs. So, but people used to ask me, it's used only for big slabs, and I used to say not necessarily. It can be used for large slabs or small slabs too. The shrinkage has to be controlled in both projects. So what will define if you're going to have a small slab or big slab is the engineering, is the mix design. But yes, dry D1 can make easier for the mix designer to make a project with huge slabs, right? You can see some examples here. And this was a project, 2 projects were built in Brazil. And we have a 82 for 82 foot here. And we have a 115 for 115 foot in the other one. We have a lot of project, a lot of cases, successful cases. The second advantage is DRY D1 is excellent to control joint spacing. When compensating the shrinkage, you have a wonderful result on joint openings. For example, you have here on this project a joint opening of only 0.31 inch after 3 months. On this, we have 0.2 inch after 6 months. We calculate about 80% reduction on joint openings on your project. A third advantage is reduction on cracks. When using our shrinkage compensating, when you compensate properly, you're going to have strong reduction of cracks. Also, reduction or elimination of curling and warping. It can cause a huge savings on maintenance and of course on safety, right? And another advantage is the DRY D1 is very versatile. It can be used on wet or chemical curing and can also help on reducing curing times. You can also have great advantages on engineering project like project management, costs, times, and safety. And at last but not least, automation trend on warehouse. Robots don't like joints. That's it. So DRY D1 NG, shrinkage compensating admixture. This is not a new product. It's a product tested and widely used around the world. It was used as raw material for giants of construction in Europe for decades. But now Chemical Adley decided to offer the pure product in USA because of the great effectiveness. Thank you very much for your attention. Whenever you are ready, please send me an email and I will put you in contact with a specialist in mix design. Right? DRY D1 NG, it's simple, it's very effective, it's economical. Just use it.